Hi.
This is my friend.
Good morning, everyone. Lisa Ann.
Frank.
Welcome to the Be Encouraged Show. Happy Monday. We are based here in Colorado Springs. We offer specializing keynote speaking together, emceeing and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development for a global audience. We're passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilient, adaptive organizational cultures in small to mid-sized businesses worldwide. So welcome to the Be Encouraged Show, where we provide a platform for amazing entrepreneurs
Yes.
and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community. And we are joining you live from Colorado Springs with some great guests.
Yes,
If you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
Absolutely anywhere in the world with the great Lisa said it.
Yes.
Yes, and we have so much fun on the show today, and we push out the message of hope and encouragement to the world. Today's episode is brought to you by Co-Harbor and Crescio and the great Joshua Aguirre, who happens to be in the studio with us today as well. Now, listen, guys, Co-Harbor is your go-to co-working space for leaders and connectors like Lisa and I in Colorado Springs. We also have some amazing people like Chantel Bridges, Thomas Carson, just to name a few that are using this space to create really great connections and leadership opportunities, right?
Yes, and I've actually been able to have a lot of coffee meetings here. Their coffee is fantastic, by the way.
Man, she doesn't even drink coffee.
I don't even drink coffee, but I'm inviting everyone because it has the whole pour-over coffee experience. So
Yes, we hear that all the time,
Yes.
right? With a beautiful collaborative environment and a mission to support solopreneurs and small business teams, Co-Harbor is the perfect place to grow yourself and your business. Come check them out in this inspiring space today on Rock Rimmon and Tech Center Drive, or visit them online at coharbor.com. Your turn.
All right. So Joshua Aguirre and his company Crescio also offer pay what you can consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs here in Colorado Springs, and they teach people how to leverage ChatGPT for their business. So visit them at Crescio.com to learn more.
Please do. Doggone it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to, because, right?
Exactly.
Pay what you can consultation.
I mean, we've used Joshua since, what has it been now, a year?
Over a year
Over
now.
a year
on this
now.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
exactly.
produce and direct us from the back, so he does a great job.
Fantastic.
In all things. So, yeah, get a hold of him. You want to get more leads for your business? Visit us at BeEncouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience, which has a potential reach of over 45,000 a week and growing.
Yeah.
Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement.
Yes. So now it's time to introduce our guest,
Woo!
my favorite part.
Yeah, we can get out from underneath all this and put
Yeah.
you guys on the
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
Right?
So, actually, we're going to go ahead and start to my right, our panel host, Mr. Brian Berg. I was actually honored to meet you, what was it, a month ago or so? We were at an event, right, for the senior community,
Yes,
and he was
indeed.
there. So, Brian was born and raised in North Dakota.
I guess you have to be going somewhere.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So that's where he learned the value of hard work and family. He beat cancer during his teenage years, and after high school, he went on to Bible college. He then went on to travel around the world with a missionary evangelist preaching the gospel in at least 10 nations.
Amen.
Wow, that's
Yes.
cool. He finally ended up in Quebec, where he met his wife. They launched a church and Bible school where they pastored for several years. In 2022, they sold everything and moved to Colorado Springs with their 2 youngest children and have enjoyed the beautiful outdoors that Colorado provides.
Welcome, Brian.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome.
you. It's great to be on with you guys.
Yeah.
And to his right here, Mr. Aaron Pendleton. So prestigious. I like that name. So he is a chief executive officer. Aaron loves training, mentoring, and leading others to their potential. His desire is to see kingdom impact through technology and to help organizations effectively reach and disciple people. Aaron is a master in creating systems, processes, and structures to help organizations scale to the next level, guide people through change, and grow leaders.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the kingdom of God desperately needs that, my
Yes.
friend.
For sure.
It's part of the modern pulse of society,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
right.
thank you for what you do, Aaron.
Yeah.
Thank you, indeed. What an incredible two humans that we have on the show today. Come on, Brian. Come on. Pep it up, baby. You got this.
Thank you.
This is more fun than 4 people should be allowed to have.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so let us start with you, Brian. You know, I heard just recently, because you made a presentation at a Christian networking group that I was a part of last week.
Oh, cool.
And you shared something that was so amazing, really ties into what you're doing today. Would you share that with our audience as well?
Yeah, thanks. And I believe what you're referring to is the fact that when I was a teenager, and you did mention it, Lisa, that I did go through cancer, and I had leukemia. And so Thrivent actually reached out to my parents. I'm not sure how they got the information, but Thrivent actually reached out to my parents and did a major fundraiser for my family to help pay for the chemotherapy. So like you said at the meeting, in essence, Thrivent helped save my life.
Yes.
And I'd never
So
thought
cool.
about it like that. But
Yeah.
I knew they did the fundraiser, but it was just a cool full circle thing where they helped pay for the chemotherapy that I was needing for cancer.
Now, how incredible
That
is
is
that, Lisa?
that is
It's
so
amazing.
fantastic. So how did you go? Did you go back to them for work, or how did this all come into play?
Well, Thrivent is a huge organization.
Right.
I mean, we're
They're fabulous too. We love them in
Fortune
town.
500.
They're
yeah,
so
we're
great.
Fortune 500, so massive organization. And I was, after I moved here, I was just working construction. Got to a point where I was installing doors and windows, but I wanted to make an impact in people's lives, not just in their energy.
You ever
bill.
seen anyone without a window or a door?
Yeah.
How could that not be an impact?
Well, right. it does impact their energy bill for sure.
Yes.
But coming from being a pastor and having launched a church, I really wanted to impact people in a meaningful way. And with Thrivent, it just gave me that opportunity to help create financial clarity for people, help them to come up with a financial plan.
That's awesome. Well, just a quick shout out to Thrivent, because every Thrivent individual professional that I have met in town are stellar. Like they get the cream of the crop people on their teams.
Brian
right?
Peters is an amazing
Yes.
human that we've had great interactions with over the years
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So many thriving people that I know
Oh, yeah.
personally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because tell them your organization is kind of has a niche that it pursues as far as helping with their financial plans and things. Who are those?
Yeah, and so we were originally founded in Lutheran Church, and then several years ago, I forget the exact time frame, but we expanded to basically help all of God's people to purpose God's money, and that we're really unique in that space. In also we're a not-for-profit, meaning a lot of what we would be paying in capital gains and dividends, taxes, we end up funneling millions back into the communities that we live and work in, and so it's just a wonderful. It's a great.
What an incredible model,
organization.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll talk about some of those specifically,
Yes.
Lisa, as we go on with the show. But let's move over to Aaron Pendleton.
Are you ready for this,
Him
sir?
of the great name. Yes.
So I have a real quick question. No, you guys probably can't tell how vibrantly blue his eyes are, but where do you get the blue eyes
I
from?
don't know, I don't
Are you
know.
German
Yeah,
or?
there's some German in there.
I knew it.
Yeah, there's some German in there.
Yes. Whenever I see the blue, it's like, okay,
Yeah, that's why you've
Yeah.
never really mentioned my eyes.
no, sorry, Frank.
Okay.
You got brown eyes like
It
me,
would
bud.
look weird.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't have blue eyes.
Yeah, so
I
is
always
my mom
wanted
and
blue
dad.
eyes, though.
They would have been going, whose kid is this? Yeah. Aaron Pendleton, now the CEO of CIM,
Yes, sir.
and full circle, pastor and ordained minister. Both these guys are, as am I. Yeah,
I'm the heathen in the group. No, I'm saved and sanctified.
literally, the heathen.
We are all sinners, Frank.
Saved by grace.
Yes.
We all have grace, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, why you throw me off
I
like
know,
that?
I'm sorry.
Tell us a little bit about Aaron Pendleton. Who are you?
Sure. So I've had a varied past. I one cool thing, I've worked in nonprofits and or churches my whole life. So I've never done anything else other than that.
Did you grow up in a church?
Grew up in church. My dad was a pastor of an Assemblies of God church. And
Really?
Non-denominational, all those things.
Assembly
Yeah.
of God.
So had that background growing up.
They swung from the chandeliers
yeah,
back then,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
I went to a church in
Rolling, I don't know
Oaktown
what all
that did
happened,
that. Oh
So,
yeah.
so that's my growing up, and then made it through Bible college. I actually moved to India for 2.5 years, so that was quite an experience of
cool.
learning how to help people in another way completely.
Yeah.
Rocked my whole world. I tell people, if you want to cut your teeth on learning how to do anything, go live in another country for a couple of years.
Right.
That'll change your perspective.
Wait, were you a teenager then?
It was just out of school, so I was about in my 20s. Yeah, early
Cool.
20s.
20s, yeah.
And then after that, I've just always had a heart for technology. I remember being like 15 and taking computers apart and putting them back together, and people were freaking out. Did you break it? I was like, I think I fixed it.
Did you break it?
Yeah. And so it started out that way, and then just a culmination of time, I found where technology and helping others, especially nonprofits and organizations, go farther. One thing I've seen is that organizations often get hung up in the minutia of things that they shouldn't be bothered with, so they can stay focused on mission. And so our organization has now come along, and just as I've been able to lead this now, we're finding organizations that really need to further their reach. They need to do more, and they're getting bogged down. And so whatever that problem is, we kind of come in different levels and help them. And that's really been, that's what I feel like my
You didn't give
DNA
me
is
much
too.
of your story.
No,
Yeah,
you
sorry,
gotta
I
go.
went
direction.
Yeah, you just like
Mine, look
straight
at my
to the
face.
sales.
Right?
No, I feel like it's part of who I am. So
We're gonna go a little deeper than that.
I will go deeper. Let me back up.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Colorado. I love Colorado. I was born and raised here north of Denver. My parents have lived up in Monument for over 20 years.
Oh, cool.
And love Colorado. Love being here. I've got 3 kids.
How old are they?
15. I just turned 11 a couple days ago. So 15, 11, and 8.
Oh.
So you want to stop and pray?
Yeah.
I know. The 2 younger ones are boys, and they
I
keep
feel
us
you, man.
very busy.
And the food bill, I'm sure, is
yeah.
astronomical.
For sure. Yeah, some days they're like, didn't want to eat much. The next day I'm like, is there any food left in the
Yes.
house? Like, what happened?
Right?
So, so that's a little bit about me.
How long have you and your bride been married?
Been married coming up on 20 years. So
Ooh,
19 years coming up on 20.
Congratulations.
So I'm excited about that.
Congratulations.
I met my wife. I actually moved away from Colorado for about 9 years, almost 10, to Florida for a group that I worked there. We did youth camps and youth outreaches and all kinds of things all over the world. There's a guy who was running a camp there. He said, I really feel like we should take this around the world. And I said, I'm your guy. Let's do it. So
Yeah.
so I travel. I think I led like 60 team trips all over the world.
Oh my!
Did that for a long time.
In your 20s?
Yeah, 20s and early 30s. And then while I was there, I met my wife and had 2 kids, and then came back. So I tell everybody that was my
Where'd you meet her at?
journey. She was from Florida. She's in South Florida.
Okay, yeah.
So she's a Florida
You
girl.
saved her.
Yeah. So she, we have a deal. We have to go. She needs to go put her feet in the sand once a year, and then she's good to be here. So that's the deal.
My daughter just moved to Florida
Okay.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in DeBerry, Florida.
Okay. I wasn't far from there. I was over outside of Daytona Beach in Port Orange, which is just down the road from DeBerry. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going November to see her. She lives in Port St. Lucie. I went there to see her as well because she's my favorite kid.
Okay. You have a favorite kid? Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah,
I say it.
she knows she's
say
the
it.
favorite.
Yeah, I know my other 2 kids never listen to this anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God.
Right.
Actually, she is the one that popped up on our live Instagram
Okay.
feed, so that
Okay.
was good. She
Okay.
supports us in all
That's
the
good.
things.
She does,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's awesome knowing you, Aaron. I'm gonna ask you this question before we roll back to Brian.
Sure.
Because how did you keep from being warped by church living in it your entire life?
Okay. Good question.
That's a great question.
Great question. Wow. I don't know that I was prepared for that one. I think one thing I'll attribute that to is good leadership. And having people that would think outside the box, not get stuck in the same way of doing things. I think when you're in church a long time and there's no other option that can really slant your perspective versus people who go, let's try stuff, let's try whatever. And like, for example, when I worked in the organization going all over the world doing those camps, it was like, let's just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. So that mindset helped me probably keep a little more balanced. But that's a great question. That's definitely a thing that happens.
Oh my, more times than not, right?
Yeah.
I was 26 years old before I ever heard the gospel.
Wow.
In my life. I had been to church 3 times in my entire life. One for a funeral, 2 times trying to pick up girls. Thankfully, I didn't. Would not have been good for them. I was not in a good place, right? Yeah, so coming into the body at 26 for me, I can make some informed decision about was this real for me or not, right?
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in it.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, my mother and 3 of my brothers and my sister both got saved from me going back to North Carolina and preaching the gospel.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, did you have a moment where you were kind of really lukewarm and just like there, but not there?
I think there were times in my life where I felt like I was, just kind of going through the motions, and you had to kind of go back to what purpose was, go back to what you felt like you were called to do and what you were supposed to be doing with your life. I think for me, I found myself kind of chasing down different, I'll go over here and try this, and I'll go over and try that. And then it was like something kind of arrested you and said, no, actually, I need to go back and do what I know
you were put on the earth to do.
what I was created to do.
Yes.
And so I found that happen multiple times. But I think, to your point, I think one of the things that I've found in being in leadership, working in churches, is we have to drive people back to, it's bigger than religion, it's relationship. And I think that's one of the things that...
But we say that word so often, don't we, Brian?
Sure,
A relationship. I think sometimes we miss the boat on what relation, because it's become so novel to say. Right? Yeah. So tell us, what does it mean to you to develop relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're to sit down and talk, like, then we're developing a relationship. If we just see each other once a year, or I call you up once a year and I basically treat you like a vending machine, or say, call you once a year to say I'm sorry, then it's not a relationship. But if we run into each other in the supermarket, we meet up at networking groups, we're sitting down and having a conversation. I mean, we could have a coffee together, not saying that we could have a coffee with Jesus, but that you have that
I kind of believe
relationship.
he's there.
Yeah, I don't know if
that's
he drinks
true.
coffee or not. Like, he's here. And that's the point, is if we have a relationship, we're developing that and not just going to him as a vending machine. Hey, I need this, answer this prayer, amen. Or just going, hey, I'm sorry, call up, I'm sorry, forgive me, amen. And so it's, talking, living life, and just having that brings into a relationship where the others are not.
I mean, for you battling cancer as a child, I mean, all of that. So your level of faith, you had to really step up, right?
Yeah.
Where life and death.
Yeah, it was.
So what was that like, and how did you carry that over into adulthood?
It just became, when God's word becomes so real to you that you can't imagine another way, that's when you're really stepping out into that faith. And that's when you're able to really transmit, to live by faith. That way, it's not just a saying, live by faith.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's not just somebody somebody's going to shout amen from the pews, but that's like, you're living by faith, because if you don't, there's no other way.
Yeah.
That's good. If you don't live by faith, you're going to end up dying.
Yes.
And so when you're put in a life and death situation, it ends up changing how you look at things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's so cool. That was Pastor Berg, by the way. Bring it on Monday morning is what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Aaron, what's something that you've had to overcome this past year? Tell us about challenges, my friend, and how have you done that?
Okay. I think personally, just navigating, obviously having kiddos, and my wife went back to school, so that's been something we had to.
Oh, good.
She was a bookkeeper for 20 years, and she said, I really want to go back and be a marriage family therapist. And so
Oh my!
Oh, wow.
So that was
And
probably
you're going to be my number one.
Yeah, you're the guinea
So
pig.
on a personal front, that was quite a challenge
Yeah.
to work through the last couple of years. And she's in her master's program doing that. So I think that was a whole world of shuffle going, okay, how do I support you well? How do we load balance everything? And I know that everybody's like, oh, so good, great, awesome, go back to school. I'm like, you have no idea what we're doing. Like,
Yes.
so that's been I think on the challenge on the front.
Where's she going to school at?
She's at CCU, Colorado Christian University.
Okay.
Finished up so she had to kind of go back and start as a junior and get her psychology classes in from her previous school and switch everything. So switched back, got her undergrad, then went back for master's.
Good for her.
And so that's underway, and her desire is actually to really help leaders. And we have found, just through our journey of being in a pastoral role and being in ministry, we have found that if leaders aren't healthy at home, they can't be healthy in leading. And so that's where that's the driver of everything she's doing right now, is just to go back and, focus on that marriage and family relationship and how that functions. So
That is so important.
yeah, so super important. I'm super proud of her, but that's been definitely a challenge. If you want to talk
Yeah.
about a challenge, that's one we've been figuring out. We had to sit our kids down. Okay, everything's going to look different. Like, mom's going to be busy doing
Yeah.
stuff, and she's writing papers today. Let's go get out of the house, or whatever it is. So that's definitely one we've had to navigate in the last couple of years.
And how did you come to a point that you would transition away from a pastoral role at Rock Church to going back full time?
And I would say on the work side, that's been the challenge for sure, right? So I really felt like the Lord just started dealing with me about say yes to things, like, hey, what else is there that God has for me to do? I had been helping drive a lot of projects in my previous role, building renovations and property and all kinds of things that we've been working on over there. When you say the word associate pastor, that doesn't mean you just get to have coffee with people and hang out. And so, yeah, shocking, is, right? You only work one day a week, right?
I was going to look for one of those roles.
Yeah.
So I had lots of responsibility with some building projects and operations and all those things.
Cool.
But I really felt like I knew there was more that God was just been stirring in my heart to do. And so as different opportunities came over the last few months, I was like, I'll just say yes to this. I'll say yes to that. And I had been at CIM in a very fractional role, just kind of with operations, like literally a couple hours a week. Hey, did everybody get paid? Did everything happen? Just kind of checking in on a few things and then back out because I had this other full role. And then back in March, I believe it was, our CEO said, hey, I haven't really been able to do the job. I'm not doing it well. Our founder retired 2 years ago. He'd been running CIM for 30 years and retired about 28 years. And he said, so one of our board members became the interim, guy, and he came and said, I need to get out of this, and we want you to come and do it. And I was like, well, I said I was going to say yes to things. I guess if I say yes, this is going to put my whole world in spin. So that's, transition's never easy, right? So you always go kind of all the bumps and sort it out, but I feel like we're just following the piece, and excited to see where this goes forward. So
What's your wife's name?
Angela is her name. Yeah,
So I'm sure Angela, did she ever do a role in women's ministry, anything like that?
very much so, yeah.
Nice.
She's done things in ministry. Yeah.
So I'll say this, high respect to her, because she probably heard a lot
Sure.
on what's happening in the midst of marriages
Sure,
and families
absolutely.
and everything, and things that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
it's fabulous that she is going in to seek professional education,
Yeah.
so she can help so many
Yeah.
couples out there.
Yeah, she just really felt like that was it was a positioning thing, right? Like,
Yes.
hey, I can do this from a pastor's wife role, but if I could do this from a professional role,
Yes.
we can get in and have the way to do that.
So great.
So I've been cheering her on. I think that's going to be
Yes.
a huge
Yeah.
part of what we do in our future together and helping people.
Dr. Larry
So-
Crabb was prominent at Colorado Christian University as well. One of the top Christian psychologists in the world.
Yeah.
He died, I think, just last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a Larry Crabb scholar. I am. I love his work.
Yeah.
You know what, Brian? What's been challenging for you over at Thrivent, my friend, or just collectively over the last year?
Yeah, not just at Thrivent, but transitioning from a full-time pastor role, and then when I moved here, I was doing construction. So just in the spotlight all the time, and we were a smaller church, but big for that area. So just transitioning out of ministry and into just a 9 to 5 or 9 to 7 or whatever the hours would be, right? And then then moving internationally with the family brought on some challenges. Just selling everything, we didn't really know anybody here. We knew of a couple people, but didn't know anybody, didn't know the area, didn't know the school districts, and we were able to get the kids in a good school district, good school. They're thriving, and so that was a big thing. And then my wife is a Canadian citizen, and so we had to apply for paperwork for her. It's not automatic, and that moves at the speed of government. So it's
Yes, at the speed of government.
Say no more.
That's just the reality of it.
That's a good way to put it.
That's just the reality of it. And then a little while later, transitioning to a new career, and so just a lot of. And my family's very understanding, but just a lot of changes.
Sure. Yeah.
Our kids were going to school in French. Now it's all English. Even
Wow.
Is she French, your wife?
Yeah, she is.
French
She's from
Canadian,
Quebec.
Quebec.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, and so she's from Quebec, and she's actually on staff at Rock Family Church.
Cool.
And so
What does she do there?
she's the outreach coordinator.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so she's doing a great job there. So that's been challenging, just kind of reintegrating in life, really.
And culture.
In culture.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it is totally
Yeah.
Total
different.
shift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Lisa, we always want to make sure that we get the essence of what you guys are, the value proposition of what you're inserting into community. So what does CIM do? Tell people
Sure.
about it.
Yeah, I will. So we really are kind of a full service IT provider. That's not our, it kind of ranges from all kinds of things, right? You could from like the CIO, information officer, technology strategist. So a lot of our roles simply are just consulting at that level, coming into an organization and saying, okay, what's happening? What needs to change? We were with an organization a while back, and they said our average constituent is in their late 50s, and we want to move that to their 30s. And I said, okay, well, have you considered using an app? Do you have wireless in your building? Oh, you only have it for the staff, and it's only for 20? Maybe we should open it up for 500. So like just helping them think about even generationally what they need to do. The new topic right now, a lot of our conversations at that level is AI. Everybody's asking about AI and how we use it. How can we use it for our organization to go farther? So we sit in that seat a lot, but we also have a full service, help desk, people that build out apps and develop things. And I think kind of our sweet spot is we like almost prominently work with faith-based nonprofits. We're a nonprofit as well. So doing that puts us in position to specialize in those like church management software and donor fundraising software and how to reach your people over a platform. So there's a lot of things that we're able to bring to those organizations and help them with. And then you have the typical. We have a few. I think we have about a dozen organizations here in Colorado that we have partnerships with. We're also in Arizona and Indiana, but where they just call us up and they say my printer won't work and my computer won't, whatever, and we send a guy on site and they get tier 1 help. And so it's varied from that tier 1 level all the way up to more the strategy and so I try to stay up at that side, just talking through those things and finding solutions for organizations. And then we can also be a full service shop to help people with their technology. So the goal is just to replace that. We don't want to be a vendor. And so I think that's probably the thing that we hear so much. There's a term in technology called break fix. And so it's like you break your iPhone screen and then you need a new one, right? And so you just go to the guy that fixes it. And there's no really relationship. It's just break fix. I broke my computer. I need fixed. And so our model is partnership. And so we come alongside these organizations. We want to be absorbed into their culture, come alongside, and then really be a mission fit for them and say, how can we help further what you're doing? Here's some great ideas of how to make technology help you go farther. So So that's the goal, is that they're not bogged down.
And your end user are churches and nonprofit.
Churches, nonprofits. For example, like we've got a handful of churches here in the area we work with. Like right now, we're helping Life Network. They're going into a new project they're doing here in town. So we're doing all their technology for that. A great organization. So just organizations like that we come in and support them and help them with their technology. So.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Computers in ministry.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Nah, that's awesome, Aaron. I love it. I love it.
Does that include cybersecurity as well?
It does. We do some cybersecurity work. We actually get a lot of calls. Can you help us with our audit? That's a big thing in nonprofits. We got to get audited. Can you help us with the audit? What do we got to button down? Are we in compliance? We get all those questions.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of our big three. I should have said that earlier, but is strategy, service, and then stewardship. And so.
But they have to be Christian organizations, right?
We work with a handful of nonprofits that are not, but most all of them are faith-based.
Most
Yeah,
are
I would say
faith-based.
the majority of them all are. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Same question to you, my friend. Give us a summary of services you offer and value that you're bringing.
Yeah, so we're full service financials, so we do everything from investment, insurance, all the way up to retirement and legacy planning. And really, as Aaron was saying, I like to work as a partnership with somebody. I don't want just a once and done, a transactional deal where I can do that. But, we really believe that money's a tool, not a goal.
Yes.
And everybody needs a plan for their finances. So if you don't have that plan, it's just a hope. And we want to.
Hope's not a strategy?
Hope is not a strategy. Hope is great, and what you guys do is amazing to spread hope. But if you're basing your financial future on a hope and a prayer, you probably need to speak to somebody.
Yeah.
You are the hope and the
Yes.
prayer. Yes?
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Showing them moves financially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so awesome. We're so glad to have you in our city.
Thank you. I'm glad.
We
Yeah, welcome.
really are. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
So
How did you guys meet? At church
Go to
or?
Rock.
We did.
Well, that doesn't mean that's how they met.
Brian
That's
actually-
true.
I didn't meet you, so I mean, we're
We've never
networking.
gone to the same church.
No, we haven't.
He mentioned he knew a couple people here. I was actually one of those people. When I did the youth camp stuff all over the country or all over the world, one of those camps was in Quebec, and so we met.
In Quebec?
You met
and
my
met
wife
his
actually.
wife in Quebec.
But we had,
and then we met
'cause
later.
We were not married yet,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you were in Quebec before I was.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and then his wife is cousins with a gal that is married to the guy who was in my wedding. I was his best man, and we're really close. And they lived in Quebec as well. So
Yeah.
kind
Very
of
cool.
a small world. But
Yeah.
they landed back in Colorado, and we looked at each other. I was like, "What are you doing here?" It was like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a,
Yeah.
kind of a
That's
cool,
cool.
Yeah,
cool connection.
It was just a great connection.
So you plugged him in to Rock?
I did.
You
yeah,
were
so
there
you better
already.
get started. Yeah,
Okay.
let's make it happen. So.
Right on.
Get your butt on over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome. You're listening to the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa on Monday. Lisa's tired. Look at her face.
I am not tired.
Yes.
I was at the gym though at 6 a.m.
Good job. Good job.
Today was Arms
Did your
Day.
husband go with you?
Yep.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
all
he
right.
even went.
Yes.
Go, John. You rock.
Of course.
Yeah.
He goes whenever I want to go. He's always right. He's like, let's do
He's
it.
always ready to go.
Yeah. And yesterday we were at the gym and we danced for almost 2 hours.
Wow.
And then we went into yoga class.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we had date
Her
night.
husband's a world champion dance instructor.
Yeah, he
Okay.
is.
yeah.
We have a
so,
lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't jam with him.
Yeah, we're not invited with his
Yeah.
friends group because we're too active, I guess.
You are. We're the
They
king.
know we'll pull them in and learn how to boogie.
Yeah,
That's why.
That's why we'll never invite
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Different kind of dance.
Right.
Oh my, she is so much fun. You know, we're all about encouraging people. We still got some time.
Yeah,
here,
we do.
Lisa, with these guys, and it's so awesome.
That means we could do a deep dive, right?
we can't.
Okay,
Go.
let's
Oh,
do
man.
it. Okay. So let's start with you
All
first
right.
of all. Okay. How did you know that your wife was the woman that you wanted to marry?
Wow, that's a deep dive.
That was deeper than I wanted to go.
Is this what we signed up for?
Yes.
Well, when we started hanging out, it just
In your 20s, I'm assuming?
yeah, we were in our 20s, and her story of how we met is different than mine. Mine is the correct version.
Oh, of course.
It is. We actually met at a
Sorry,
wedding
Susan.
in Quebec. We did meet at a wedding in Quebec, but she was in the wedding party and didn't remember me, but I remembered her. So then she moved back to the States, or to the States, I should say, and for Bible school. And I knew that she was coming, so I welcomed her at the church door because she was going to the same church I was going to.
Oh, you were waiting.
I was waiting.
Right there at the entrance.
But she wasn't interested for a while.
Aw.
And then I was getting ready. I had a one-way ticket to Thailand as a missionary. I was going to help out some missionaries over there. And we had started hanging out, and I liked her. She liked me, but she didn't want to get into a relationship. And this whole time, I'm just praying and asking God, is she the right one? And I have this peace on the inside. Aaron talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
And it's just this kind of, when something is right,
Yes.
it's right on the inside.
Total
when
peace
something's
about it,
wrong,
right?
it just doesn't. Now we go by feelings, but for lack of a better word, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And so we just started hanging out. I finally convinced her to go on one date before I moved away. She said, "No, I don't want to because you're moving to Thailand and you have a one-way ticket." So we went on that date, and then she liked it and I liked it, and we started talking. And so we're 12 hours difference, Thailand and here.
Yeah.
She moved back to Quebec with her parents, and she thought that it was done, but I'm thinking in my mind, this has got to move forward here. And so I flew to Quebec. I asked her to marry, and then
Oh, wow.
she said yes. And then we took some time just praying in the car right after, and
Yeah.
just to make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those knowing things
Aw.
where, you know it's right.
How long has it been now?
15 years.
15
Aw,
years.
congratulations.
That's so
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Now you get to ask him a deep question.
Okay. I'm all about these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
so,
it.
yeah.
Go deep. Come on.
Well, he's already told us about his bride and
Yep.
and going through kid things.
Yep.
It's true.
All the things.
Right. So, Aaron, you are in. I always wonder about this because I always felt a disconnect between people that had computer brains.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And a lot of times there's not a lot of social acumen there. It's a little bit different. They like kind of kicking back.
Yeah.
So you're a pastor.
Yeah.
So how can you be someone that's that computer savvy and still love humans?
Sure. And I think that's, if I tease my team sometimes, there's a lot of people on my team that they don't want to interact with humans, and that's okay.
Yes.
Exactly.
We have lots of people that they want to just write their code or do whatever, sit in a cubicle. I think for me, I have always appreciated technology. I don't know that I get deep enough into the
weeds.
guts of it to go, this is all I want to do. But I've seen the means of how it always speeds things up. And so I'm definitely a people person. And so that's part of why I feel like I'm in the right seat, not in the weeds of all the things. I get bogged down with a problem sometimes. I'm like, all right, just find somebody else to fix this. 'Cause
Right?
I want to do the people stuff.
Yes.
But I think that's where, for me, even through my life, I've always tried to bring solutions. So I think that's more for me is a solution-based thing. Technology happens to be that thing. But I love to help move people forward. And I love to see when we're having impact with what we're doing. And what I'm doing. I want to put my hand to something that has impact. And so it's more of the solutions for me. Like, this is solution-based. Okay, great. Let's use this tool. And so I look at technology very much as a tool. It's not to me like, I'll geek out sometimes about the latest whatever, or this is cool, or I like that. But at the end of the day, it's a tool that's functioning to make us get farther. And so that's probably more my drive, I guess, is solutions, systems, processes.
So you said all that said to say that you really dig people.
I do dig people a lot.
Okay,
No,
that's cool.
that's definitely my jam.
But you're not the engineer though.
Yeah,
the
not
engineers
much.
do the
We get into
engineer
engineering,
job.
I have to hand
Yeah.
that off. And I tell them my team all the time. I've got a lot of guys that where I say, you're the smartest people I know. Like, you know more than I will ever know. Because that's not my job. My
Yeah.
job
That's
is
right.
That's right.
I surround myself with smart people, and then I can. Because what happens is I want to go interact with the leadership of organizations and help explain to them
Right.
what to do, or leaders I bump into, friends, whatever. Explain to them what to do versus actually knowing how to do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, a lot of time, ops folk don't make very good CEOs.
No.
It's true.
Right,
It's true.
there seems to be a disconnect.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
they
true.
do well in operation piece
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
But when they get to that place of the chief executive,
Yeah.
why do you think you're qualified to move up to this different space now?
Sure. So I think, again, operations was just kind of a side thing. So when I started out with CIM almost 10 years ago, I was out with people kind of as a regional rep. So that was
Yeah.
kind of my piece.
Okay.
Then I kind of pulled back into this little fractional ops piece. Yes, I agree. Operations people that get in leadership, if they're not good with people, the organization suffers, in my opinion.
Big
It
time.
does.
And so,
Yeah.
no, I felt like God had kind of been bringing me along this journey with ministry and understanding. I think really my season the last several years was to understand how larger operations work and how we could streamline. And so while I was there, we streamlined all kinds of systems and processes and technology. But that gave me even more experience to go, okay, now I can go share this with others and show them how. And so that was kind of a catalyst, actually, that pushed me forward to where I am today. And like I said, my desire is just to come alongside people and say, what's happening in your organization, what's happening in your life. It's interesting. Sometimes I just end up having personal conversations.
Oh,
It's
yes.
it's not work. It's how can I help you streamline in your own world.
Yeah.
I'm showing people like, hey, see how I have a shared calendar with all my family, and then
Yeah.
you can all see it. And they're like, you can do that? I'm like, it's
Yes.
just a tool that can help you make things work smoother.
Yes.
So
I have that with
Yeah.
my family as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
I
a-
do too.
Yeah.
all the little
Thanks to
things that
John.
sometimes we don't realize are there, right?
Especially
So-
Michelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you
Sure.
for letting me ask a question like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, we about quarter up. We have to end because we have to bring other people in and
Sure.
all of the changeover and etc.
I'm tired of us. I get it.
A little bit of that. Only a little bit. I love variety.
Yeah. Just keep us changing.
You guys are incredible. Thank you for letting Lisa just barrel down in the stuff and
Sure.
get personal with y'all.
I had a lot more questions, but
Okay.
yes, I always do. Yeah, if you were stumped.
I'm not stuck.
Okay,
I'm
no,
never
we're good.
stuck.
Are we ready for the
Yeah.
famous
The
question?
famous question.
All right.
All right.
So, you are going to go first since you're our panel host. So, if you look at the camera there and take a few moments to encourage the world and then let everyone know how they can reach you.
Yes. So I would say a big way of being encouraged is finding people of like mind. Find people that lift you up and make it a point, put it on your calendar to be around them, to learn from them, to ask questions, to take what the successes that they've earned, the failures that they've gone through, and put it into practice in your life right away, and then take that and teach somebody else. So when you find a community that you are happy and that brings you to a higher level, that's really when you're going to be thriving in your personal life, in your work life, and that's really where you're going to see the biggest change and increase. And thank you guys for doing this show and spreading hope and encouragement to everybody. How people can reach me, let me think of Brian Berg. Brian.berg@thrivin.com is just an email. Just send me a quick email if you're interested.
Yeah, have a conversation with Brian.
Yes.
I promise you, it will be enlightening whether you decide to go with him as your guy or not. It'll be an enlightening and intuitive conversation because he really does love humans. He really does, and that's what I've seen in you, my friend, which is so cool.
Thank you.
You rock.
Thanks, you too.
Not only that, I look at a television show from Canada where they have those records and stuff, and your accent is definitely Canadian.
I picked up a few different
Yeah.
accents along the way.
That's funny.
You sound just like those dudes,
Yeah.
man. I'm going. You ever drove a truck?
All right, Aaron, you're next.
All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously want to be thankful for being here and opportunity to encourage people watching today. I think one thing that I was just thinking about as they asked that question was not only surrounding yourself, love that, Brian, by the way, surrounding yourself, but it's just to lean into relationships, lean into change, lean into things that are going to make you better. I think sometimes we have a fear of leaning into what the next thing is, and I think that's part of what we identify a lot when we come along organizations, is they're just afraid of change. But change on the other side of that is usually a huge win. And whether it's for your organization, whether it's for you personally, when you're willing to embrace change, you're also going to see successes. And I know many of the organizations that I come alongside of, I sit with, I meet with, I share things with them like, have you ever considered trying it this way? And they say no, but all of a sudden they say they see an increase in how things work, or almost like a leap forward. And so I was just encouraging that. Lean forward, lean into change, lean into things that are going to make you better. I always tell people this, and this is more from my pastoral hat, but a reading leader is a leading leader. So read, lean into things, learn, be a learner. That's something that I've definitely helped me move forward in my life, is just learning. So you can find us at cimtech.solutions. That's our website, or you can email me at aaron.pendleton@cimtech.solutions, or call our number there on the website as well. But our goal is just to continue to come alongside and help organizations and see them have greater impact as we can do that. So
Indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the greatest leaders on earth read a minimum of
That's right.
25 books a year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you for being a reader.
I'm trying to read between all the things.
Yes.
And I do. Maybe 2 pages a week. But I do. It's very
It's all right.
hard.
You get it done. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a
Well,
time.
Exactly.
I'm on her case because she's an author in our next book.
Yes.
So we've done 2 collaborative works. I've done 1 singular work on coaching, your personal life coach and your personal business coach.
Yeah.
So we're doing your personal leadership coach
That's great.
next.
That's great.
And Lisa is an author in there. So,
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
There's a difference between being an author and
But most
a
time
reader.
readers
But yes,
write.
readers write. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
She's doing better than she was when I first met her.
Yes.
I gave her a whole Kindle full of books.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a second Kindle, so
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a whole library.
She got a whole
Enjoy.
library.
Nice.
Yeah, she's awesome. She lets me pick on her as well, right? So, kind of mentors her along the way. She owns
Kind
that.
of. You're
I am
my
her mentor.
awesome mentor.
Along the way. And I'm honored to do that.
I don't allow too many people to speak into my life,
Yeah,
so
true.
you are
Yeah.
the very
Yeah,
few
don't hate
far
me,
in
John.
between.
He gets to speak as well.
Yes, he does.
Occasionally. I get more. I'm joking.
You say these things and people
I know.
believe you.
Whoa.
I'm like, doing you're live here.
We're Frank and
Lisa.
The Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. That's on every Monday. We come here to bring you 2 hours of enlightening conversations with incredible humans in order to infuse hope and encouragement into the world. Thank you for being with us. The great Aaron, wonderful name, Pendleton.
Yes.
The CEO of Computers in Ministry, and Brian Berg with Thrivent Financial. Reach out to these gentlemen. They do great work in community, and your life won't be the same. We'll be back with show number 2 shortly.
Thanks, everyone.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
and growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, Comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45.
Welcome back
Yes, Be
Yeah.
Encouraged Show.
with Frank.
Take 2 with
Yeah.
Lisa.
And we are so glad to have you guys on. We always have such amazing humans that come on that we get an opportunity to talk to, don't we, Liz?
Yes, super
Yeah.
excited
And
about
we
it.
had a young lady just come down from Boulder, so we have to treat her nice.
Yes.
Have you caught your breath yet?
Yes.
You good to go? All right. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So, do I say come down or come up when you're coming from Boulder?
I say come down. It's
Yeah.
south. My husband does it the other way, and it
Yeah.
confuses the heck
Where
out
does
of
he
me.
go?
I don't know. He'll say I'm going down to Telluride. I'm like,
Oh.
or no, he'll say I'm going up to Telluride. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you're going south.
Yeah, from Boulder.
Right.
Yeah.
It's geography, right?
Yes.
It's geography.
Oh my gosh.
Well, welcome back to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. Guys, thank you so much to our incredible platinum sponsor, Crescio, for this show.
Yes,
Our friend Joshua Aguirre is passionate about uplifting the Southeast. And when you partner with his company, you learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. Visit them at Crescio.com to learn more. He's an AI guy.
Yes,
too.
he's a guru
He
at it.
loves that stuff. So, yes.
All right, now it's time to introduce our guests. So I'm going to start with our fabulous Miss Julie Cooley. She is our panel host.
Julie!
Yes. So a little bit about Julie. She's a wellness expert. She helps people reduce stress by shifting their mindset. With decades of experience battling chronic illness, she's researched natural stress relief methods. We all need that.
We all need
I'm
you.
just saying, we all
We all
need that.
need you.
So he's making it personal. Yes. So with decades of experience battling chronic illness,
You said
she's
that already.
sorry. Through mindfulness, meditation. Stop throwing me off. Through meditation, what is this? Qigong?
Qigong.
Qigong with a Q. Qigong. What
What in the world is that?
what language is that?
It's Chinese.
Oh, Chinese. Okay. Qigong. Say that fast 3
Qigong.
times. Yeah. She offers her 3R framework to lower tension and boost resilience. Woo! My favorite topic. Okay, through mindfulness. Oh no, I already did that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Stress. I got so excited at resilience, I popped back up. It's the bounce forward. So stress, I usually do way better than this. I don't know why. You're going to do Dale in a second.
I'm gonna do Dale.
So stress contributes to 75 to 90% of doctor visits, and Julie aims to equip participants with tools to prevent illness by aligning body, mind, and spirit. We can enhance our health and resilience.
Right on.
Woo! I got through that.
Man,
My
you
God.
made her nervous with all
I
that.
know.
Right?
It's a lot she
You're
offers.
like famous or
Yeah.
something, right? Yeah. Oh my word. Don't go back to work. You need to be doing this. Just this, right? Dale Wilshire. Yes.
Yes.
You're so amazing. Look at her.
All
We're
the
so
way
glad
from
you're
Boulder.
here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. No, thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the promo of this show. Not us, you. But anyway, let me get back to you. I'm going to do Elisa here in a minute if I
Right.
don't read it right.
Yes.
She's an executive coach and personal development expert specializing in personality dynamics, authenticity, and mental resilience. A certified DISC trainer and acclaimed author, she helps individuals and organizations achieve their potential. With a background in sales and science, Dale is accredited by the International Coach Federation and the National Career Development Association. She is also a member of the National Speakers Association and Forbes Coaches Council, based in Boulder, Colorado, where she is dedicated to maximizing others' time and talent. Welcome, Dale.
Welcome, Dale.
Indeed. Well, let's close. We've read all that.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should know exactly what they do now,
Yeah.
right? So, what? Those are some impressive bios. No, tell us, Julie. I had a chance to meet Julie because we did a speaking platform together on a Zoom.
Yeah, because you knew her before I knew her.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, we met doing that platform.
I actually met you online before I met you in person, but before I met you in person, I met your husband at the same event that we were emceeing.
Yeah.
And then I met you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she was incredible.
Yes.
I know.
But we do love your husband too. He's kind of cool.
He is a great
Yeah.
guy.
He's a cool dude.
I would have married him if I was gay.
Oh my gosh, Frank. You left her speechless, Frank. Well, I've got to say, ladies, I'm super excited because you're both about resilience, and that is my jam. So you just made my morning just by having those words in here.
Yeah, this is her
Yes.
platform. It's resilient. So tell us a little bit about who is this Julie Cooley?
Yes, on a personal level.
Yes.
Well, I love helping people, even from a very young age. I love teaching and helping, and it's all about taking our pain and turning
Wait a
it.
minute, Julie. I'm going to stop you right there because you're going into your resume and what you can do, right? I want you to tell these folks something. There was something that created this space, right? There's a history that created this space. Could you share a little of that?
Your
I was
personal
about
story.
to get into that.
Oh! And I interrupted
You
her.
interrupted.
Well, we always have to do that, though,
We
because
do.
people go directly into their resumes,
They read the
right?
resume.
Because that's where they're comfortable,
Yes.
right? I want you uncomfortable.
Good
Go.
luck with that.
I'm sorry.
So it's all about turning your pain into passion. And unfortunately, I had a lot of that growing up. So when I was younger, you know, like most little kids, pretty resilient, pretty healthy. But, you know, I was bullied as a kid. And of course, that takes a toll on your self-esteem. And then when I was 18 years old, I went to England for a choir trip, and I was super excited because this was my first time ever going abroad on a plane.
Yeah.
But when I came back, I got really sick. And I thought, well, maybe it's jet lag because I've never been on a plane before. And, you know, I was abroad for 2 weeks, but it just kept continuing. So my mom thought I was faking it because she thought I just want to get out of going to work during the summer before I went back to college, but it kept going. So she took me to doctor after doctor, and at first they're like, oh, it's negative mono. And I'm like, what the heck is negative mono?
Yeah.
Never heard of such a thing. And they couldn't figure it out. And, it was a struggle for the rest of college, to get through it because I was really fatigued and really achy. And just to soldier on, it took a lot. Once every 2 weeks, I'd be so sick that I could barely get out of bed. So, after college, I'm like, well, how am I going to take care of this? So, started fooling around myself with diet and, different exercises and doing some psychological work too, because as I mentioned, not the greatest childhood, not only bullying, but some family issues as well. So, was trying to work with the self-esteem and all of that. And then finally a friend of mine said, you need to go see a naturopath. And then she said it was $400 an hour. And I'm like, I work retail. I cannot afford $400
It's like almost a whole
paycheck. So, but I took the leap and thank the good Lord she was covered by insurance. And, she said to me, Julie, I think you're allergic to gluten. I'm like, what's gluten? Had no idea what gluten was because this was back in 2004.
Right.
This was before, food allergies were a thing.
Right.
And then she told me it's pasta and pizza and cake and cookies. And I'm like, that's all my favorite things.
All
and
the favorite things.
And I started crying,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, don't take that away from me. But I got off it and I started feeling a little bit better. But that didn't solve everything. I still had the every 2 weeks. And she's like, I think you have Lyme disease. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Never had the bullseye, never had, the symptoms. She tested me. I wasn't really high on the test. But, that's 2 week pattern still kept continuing. And then she put me on this herb called teasel. And that made me sicker than the Lyme made me, or whatever it was. And so finally I had to fire her because I was so sick month after month. I'm like, well, how long is this going to continue? Yeah. And, my husband was really worried about me too because he's like, the treatment's making you sicker than you normally are. So what are you going to do? So again, went to other naturopaths. Each person was a little bit helpful, but they still couldn't figure out what it was. And between, I think, meditation, mindfulness, reframing, helping getting over the trauma, Qigong, which I absolutely adore, which is a flowing type of exercise similar to Tai Chi that can help unblock your stuck emotions. And with all that, and the healing, I went vegan, so vegan and gluten-free. I'm lots of fun to take out. The pattern stopped. So I don't get sick every 2 weeks. And I just had some really stressful times lately. Unfortunately, my job got eliminated, found out I had to move to Colorado Springs with very little notice. And normally that would have gotten me really sick.
Yeah.
But between, the diet and some really good supplements and doing Qigong daily, I didn't get sick. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all of that. We can see the natural progression of where pain created purpose in your life and really gave you a reason for the work that you're doing today. Yes, indeed, no one would know it better after that experience that you've had. Yeah, Dale, same thing with you, young lady. First of all, is your name really Dale?
It is, yeah.
It is? You're the first Lady Dale I've ever met.
Yeah, everybody has like an uncle named Dale.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your story?
Yeah, mine, kind of like Julie, has some history in my past. Growing up, nobody really liked my personality. It was much more, kind of big and bold. And my brother, who was the favorite in our family, he was just naturally kind of agreeable and delightful. And so I always say, pay attention to who's the favorite in the family, because that's usually where you get biased as to the way you're supposed to be. And some people are like, I don't think we have favorites in our family. I'm like, then you were it. Congratulations.
Oh.
Exactly right.
There it is. But from that time, it kind of just built. Like, I was like, something's kind of wrong with me. I should be more calm. I should be more sedate. I should, be like my brother. That's the way to be. And I remember in college, I did my first personality experience. I was a leadership officer in my sorority, and they brought 20 of us into a room, and before he sat down, she said, okay, come on over and we're going to do this little exercise, and I won't go through the whole thing, but basically only 2 of us ended up being in my quadrant of the 4 quadrants. And she looked at the 2 of us, and I didn't even like the other woman in my quadrant. I was like, I don't want to be this. Totally don't want to be this. But she said, y'all are dominant, direct, and decisive. And I thought, I am 17 years old. I just want to get a date. There's no way I'm going to get a date with those adjectives. And so it just kind of continued. I was like, I do not want to be this. So I took on a lot of personality masks. I went to graduate school to get my doctorate in molecular biology and took on a mask for that, because that's the way you're supposed to be. And then, when I moved into the work world, and then even when I became a parent, I moved into mom world, there's a special way that you're supposed to be. And I just kept morphing. I was such a chameleon because something was wrong with me. And eventually it came to the time I went through a really tough divorce after 23 years. A lot of addictions were involved and lots of yucky stuff. But I got full custody of all 4 of my daughters, and it was tough. We survived 3 suicide attempts between them. I had to go back to work with, and with no support, no village. And I remember us being outside in the winter, shoveling the driveway with all the rest of the dads. And it occurred to me that I would not have been able to survive, nor help my daughter survive, without the unique boldness of my personality type,
right.
without my grit and my resilience, all the things that were wrong with me. It was like an epiphany. I thought, who I am is a blessing, not a curse.
Yes.
And I was equipped. I was loaded up for the journey that I would be on, so that I could do all the things I needed to do. So that's what my brand as a coach and a speaker is all about, is kind of tapping into your unique, authentic personality and your passion and your purpose, because that's what you're equipped to do. You are uniquely designed for an ultimate impact, and I want everyone to make it.
Yes. Wow.
That's powerful.
That was incredible. He said again.
I know.
I was locked in. That was wonderful.
Dale, that's really
Thank you
cool.
for your transparency and vulnerability in that space as well.
Yeah. How's your brother doing now?
Yeah, he's had his own unique challenges.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
why I asked.
Are
honestly,
you guys close?
not as close as I'd like to be.
Yeah.
I think there's some things that have created that, but I used to be very angry that I wasn't the favorite.
Right.
I held a lot of that.
Yeah.
My daughter was that way.
And
Because my other daughter's the favorite. And she was angry for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought I didn't create favorites. Of course, I asked all my daughters, expecting them to
That's
say
humans.
that. And I was like, "Who's the favorite?" I thought they would all say me, or "You don't have favorites, Mom." And they all were like, "Oh, Casey." I was like, "What? What? I've dedicated my life to this. What do you mean it's Casey?"
You
or
have a
Andrew.
favorite, right?
Is
So-
she your favorite?
No, not. No.
Be honest.
They're all my favorites. I got them all the keychains.
Yeah, they
that
don't
says you're my
think about it
favorite.
yet.
Because I
She
see
doesn't
the
want this to be
uniqueness in all of them.
seen in real time, right?
She's just super relational.
Online video.
So she will come to me. And so, yeah.
How old are they?
They are, let's see, the oldest is 28. She's a chemical engineer in Raleigh, North Carolina. The other 3 are here. Casey is an oncology nurse at Children's and CrossFit master. And she's 26 and Caroline's 24. Those 2 just lived together for a year, which I was like, that's super cute to have sisters live together and not hurt each other.
Yeah.
And then the youngest is in college up at CSU. Ansley is 23.
My grandson just graduated at Mines.
Oh,
as an
fantastic.
engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the toughest major.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, well, it's not tough if you're geared that way, right?
Right.
I think it takes a lot of work still.
Well, he did say it took a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he would they would have laughed me off campus, right?
No, you would have done fabulous
I
there.
would not.
No,
Engineer?
you don't think so?
No.
Well, you did accounting for the Air
I
Force.
did, but that's another level
Yeah.
of stuff.
I can see that.
Yeah, I would not have done well. But anyway, bravo for him.
So, how was your relationship with your parents?
Well, I think I always consider myself a little bit different. The three
Yeah.
of them are kind of alike because
Yeah.
it was just my brother and I. And they
Yeah.
say that a family is a group of people in a circle holding hands. And I would say, and my parents did absolutely the best that they could do, but I'd say we were holding hands, but we were all looking out.
Oh.
There really wasn't that cohesive unit.
Yeah.
And so that's where, there's been some stuff with Jack. I think.
Who's Jack?
My brother.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I thought was my, what would be a challenge for me, not being the favorite, I think I developed a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
Because I learned to find approval in other places. And ultimately, mine, I believe I was designed in a certain way and it needs to be used. Those are the gifts I have to give.
You were designed.
Yeah.
And your
So-
parents are still alive?
Yeah, well, my dad died in COVID. My mom
I'm sorry.
lives on the East Coast, and she is a Spitfire. She is going to outlive us all.
Yeah.
Where on the East Coast you live?
She lives on the coast of Georgia on an island called
Okay.
St. Simons.
Oh.
Yeah, from North Carolina.
Yeah.
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 So
Do you know where she's talking about? That
I do know
island
where
in
she's
Georgia?
from.
Yeah.
A lot of
Very
Southern
cool.
people know.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. What a great, I know you. Speaking of resilience, young lady, this has been a journey
Yeah.
for you. I remember you telling me because you were at that company how long?
18 and a half years.
18 and a half years.
I'm afraid you're gonna poke me in the eye with that.
Oh, you have glasses on.
I know, but still, I keep seeing it in my peripheral, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna sit by Julie. He's like, anyway, keep going. Sorry.
I'm doing the hand thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Julie, gosh, I don't even know if it's even appropriate to ask this because you're overcoming. You're in the midst of overcoming right now. That's a hard transition that you're dealing with right now. What are you doing? How are you navigating this hard transition in life right now?
I think mindset is 80% of the journey. So it really is about, having that positive mindset and also faith in God and surrendering it over to Him because there's a reason for everything.
Absolutely.
I was miserable. I wasn't willing to leave because, like a roof over my head and food on the table, it's important things. But, when God, I know it's cliche, but when God closes a door, he opens another. However, there's usually, as they say, a long hallway, and that's the thing about navigating it. So I started every morning off with meditation and Qigong. I do practice what I preach.
Yeah.
So every morning I do Qigong because, again, that's my safety. That's
I'm gonna have
my
to look that up.
centeredness. I can send you a link.
Okay.
So it's great stuff. And part of it's seeing the gifts in the situation too. I'm getting to meet a lot of people I wouldn't have gotten to meet otherwise. I'm going to be starting my own business as a speaker strategist, and we'll just see what hits first, the full-time job or the speaker strategist. And I'm using my project management skills. Even now, I do a project plan. I have, how many people am I going to connect with, and how many companies am I looking at their job boards, and how many informational interviews am I going to do? It's exhausting. I do 3 to 5 meetings every single day, plus, looking for job boards and everything else. And unfortunately, a lot of people are in this situation. And, when people think of unemployed people, they think, oh, well, they're not trying hard. These are amazing people. We're talking CEOs, VPs, tremendous people. But the job market's tough out there right now. So it's about bolstering each
Especially
other.
at your level. We're not talking about entry-level work here. We're talking about someone with skills and that's refined and created space in their place of where you're trying to go. You could settle and do an entry-level job and etc., but that's not who you are, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are really good quality people, so it's about helping each other. And people are just so generous on LinkedIn. I've had so many people say, hey, this is what my company is like, or hey, you want to hop on a call?
Yeah.
So it brings in the beauty of humanity too.
Right.
So when you get down, and trust me, it's a huge roller coaster. When you get down, you just have to remember the good parts of it and shake it off.
Yep.
And get back on.
Get back on.
Well, entrepreneurship is no joke. I mean, it is a lot of work. We can vouch for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. So that's
Yes.
awesome.
It is tough. Dr. Wilshire. Right?
No, I did not finish my PhD.
Oh, you didn't finish?
No.
Oh, I thought you went to a doctorate program.
I did, but I didn't finish it.
Oh, okay. Well.
But you can keep
Are
calling
you
me
going to
Doc.
finish it? She liked that,
Go ahead. Sounds great.
though. How far off are you from
Oh no, I'm pretty far. Like I left after a year. It was,
Okay.
and there was no master's involved, so it was straight
Yeah,
through
straight through.
Gotcha.
to a PhD.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You can go my route. I have an honorary doctorate, so
Oh, there you go.
skip all that and just experience. Right.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. Your communication is really refined. It's very, very clear, and it's very good. I love hearing you talk. I really do. What's been a challenge for you in the last year, young lady, as you think about your career and the things that you're doing? And
Well-
how have you tackled it?
Yeah, I think it's a similar one to a lot of my clients in that I struggle with being all things to all people. I think, as a mom of a lot of kids, that makes you feel like you're supposed to be all things to all people. I think part of people pleasing has done that. So in my business, I have my coaching, my one-on-one coaching, I have classes, I have my keynote speaking and workshop speaking. And last year, about a year and a half ago, I added a membership site so that more people could have access to coaching. And I have online courses. Honestly, I can't sustain all of them.
know.
And so getting really, and that's why I say if you have authentic definition, you will have clearer direction.
Yes.
And I need that.
Yes.
And I constantly have to go back to it because, I work with a lot of really capable people. I say it's almost the most dangerous thing. When you're really bright and capable, you can do a lot of things.
You can.
And the word can is like the
But
most
should
dangerous
you?
word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, what are you designed to do? Where am I finding joy? Because some things that I thought would bring joy, they may not bring it. One of the lanes in the speaking world for me was the startup world, and spent a long time getting to know people, doing pitch, different meetings and events, spoke at Denver Startup Week, and then I said, you know what? I don't like these people.
Oh,
So I was like, they're just not my people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I should
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
not continue this on. So
That's right.
I think too, being kind of feisty and sassy, you don't have to do it in front of other people, but saying, what do you
Right.
not like?
Yeah.
I think that's as helpful as what do
do
you
too.
like? It's house
Exactly.
hunters. Just start pulling a house off,
Yeah.
So
What
that's
do you
been the
power
challenge.
that down to then?
The speaking has taken a lot of my time, even more so because I have a lot of the coaching dialed in. So, and a lot of the referral sources are there, and speaking is a big part of that. I'm thinking about doing some different things with my membership site and just doing some classes after my speaking. So I think one big part that I thought was going to be my legacy part is going to shift. So I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, are you doing much one-on-one coaching anymore?
Yeah, that's still do quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
do you like doing that? Is that?
I do.
It sounds
I mean,
like you're not wanting to do that as much.
Not necessarily. It's just the part that's already, I've done it for more than a decade, so I have a consistent stream of
So
clients.
it's paying the bills.
So it is. It's
Is it
part
feeding
of that.
your passion?
It is because I want to see a transformation in people.
Yeah.
And while speaking gives me the opportunity to talk to a lot of folks, the transformation really happens in the coaching. So I would be sad to give up the coaching alongside if I was just doing the speaking, but I probably wouldn't do as many clients as what I have. It's just hard to do the new things. I get up at 4 a.m., but I go to bed at 8 p.m. Like I still, all my kids are gone, launched, but I spend a lot of time working.
You're remarried as well, aren't you?
I did get
How long
remarried.
ago?
5 years.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yes.
you lit up when you
He's
said that.
Yeah, look at her. She's got the glow.
Yes, he
no.
makes me brave. I mean, that's the best. Yeah. I remember when I was dating and I said, I need someone who will love my strength in addition to all the other things I was looking for, and he does. So
That's
he's an
so
amazing
great.
man.
My
Yeah.
sister's strong like you, and she still has not been married, but she's waiting too.
Yeah.
When she finds the one who can match her strength
And hang on.
And,
They're
and
good
love
enough.
that.
and cherish it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
a lot of men think
Yeah.
they are very intimidated by that, a
Yeah.
strong woman. And
Yeah.
it's like, no.
Well, in my view, there's a lot of dynamics that have gone into that. Yeah, because, when you have movement and women are finding their voices and their strength and et cetera, and culture has been kind of different, and it flips culture. So men, even though we want to support that and be a catalyst to help that form, so a lot of times we're lost with what do we become now?
Oh,
You know,
Interesting.
and how do we really, is our part in the world different? And how do we really support and still show up strong ourselves?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to acquiesce more? All of those
Yeah.
things. So it's a confusing time for men, even ones
Yeah.
that really like me, that really want to support the forward movement and the elevation of women.
Well, I got to tell you, I was at an outdoor concert, and there were these two dads with strollers on those what's that called? The thing with the big fat wheel. It's like a skateboard, but it's all motorized. It's like
Hoverboard?
it's like a hoverboard, but the one wheeler. Yeah. Anyway, super
Yeah.
cool. These dads are on these hoverboards with the big fat tire, pushing their little babies in strollers with the backpack with the bottles in it. And I'm like, John, look at that. That's so today. Like, my ex-husband's never in a million years. But nowadays, I was like, and these dudes were hip. I mean, they had on their cool gear. I mean, they were looking, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was born
Very
a
active.
little early for that.
Yes. I wished I would have had that.
I know.
Yeah, you have what
I'm going to
you
be that grandma, and my husband is going to be that grandpa.
Yes,
That's what we're gonna-
exactly.
We'll bring it back
Yes.
for that. Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. But we're just having wonderful conversation. Thank you for bringing Dale on
Yes.
with you as
Julie's the
well.
best.
Yeah,
How did you
Julie.
guys meet?
At the National Speaker
Oh,
Association.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's met so many amazing people.
Oh,
Sherry.
Yeah.
she's an incredible connector.
She is.
Yes.
and promoter of people.
Yes.
Right.
You talked about the generosity that you were saying. She is one of the most generous people I have known.
Yeah, that's why Zig Ziglar said, you know, if you find a way to make a way for people, then a way will be made for you.
That's right.
Right?
But that's
right.
not why you do it.
That's not
It's
why
not
you do
why
it.
you do
Yeah.
it.
It's
It's
not your
just,
intent.
that's just the outcome of it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the outcome. What are you excited about? When we think about a BHAG for Julie Cooley, you know,
Big, hairy, audacious goal.
Yeah, you want to change the world, Julie. What would you be doing? How does that look? How do you show up changing the world in dynamic ways?
Well, the medical field needs a good overhaul. So I want to help. So that's
a big
that's
area.
Yeah.
So
You go.
I want to give people hope that you can take control of your own lives and you don't have to give your power away to a doctor. That doesn't mean doctors are bad. It
Right.
means that you partner with them and you just don't turn all your power away and you have to do
Yes.
your own research. I'd love to see people take those steps. And I know it's a lot of work, but you got to do it because at the end of the day, it's better to feel healthy and do the work than to be sick and feel like a victim your whole life. So I would love to see people, alternative health to get more notice. I'd like to see, honestly, the medical field crumble a little bit so that it's alternative health that gets the insurance and that people can afford alternative health like acupuncture and massage and naturopaths because most people can't do $400 an
No,
hour.
it's expensive.
You know,
Yeah.
and healthy food is so expensive. And, you know, it used to be in the way olden days that sugar was the most expensive and healthy food was plentiful. Now it's vice versa. So it's encouraging folks to buy the sugar because they're struggling financially. So it's easier to buy McDonald's and Burger King and all that stuff. But, you know, you want to feel good. You want to feel healthy because you want to meet your own big, hairy, audacious goals. And in order to do that, you have to feel good because your whole life, you know, takes a back seat if you don't feel well.
That's right.
You know, because that's all you can do is just get out of bed.
Right.
You know, and you have to go to work and you have to take care of the kids and you have to do the chores, but you don't feel like it. You know, so that's the root of everything. And if you can take accountability and you can feel better, that's what I want to see for you. Because unfortunately, chronic illness isn't getting better. It's getting
it's
worse.
much
And more people are getting it, and
Yeah.
they don't know
Yes.
what to do. And
But there are things you can do. Now, I can't promise I can heal you. I wish I could. But you can make mindset shifts because most people who are sick have had trauma.
Yeah.
And when you have trauma, it gets stuck in the body. And when it gets stuck in the body, that's when it manifests into these chronic illnesses, and doctors don't know what to do to help you. So you need to help yourself, and you can do that through what I call the 3R framework that you mentioned in the intro, and that's relax, reframe, replenish. You got to learn how to relax the body, which you can do through meditation, mindfulness, qigong, tai chi, yoga. I mean, there's so many different ways. It's no one size fits all. Reframe your thoughts, because a lot of us take things personally. Growing up, who was the favorite, all the stuff we deal with, all the trauma we had in our childhoods, reframe that because it was never about us, and then replenish your soul with things that bring you joy. And when you do that on a daily basis and you learn how to let that tension go, then your energy can get replenished in your body and you have a chance of being healthy again.
I love that.
Did you notice something?
What?
In the passion
Yes.
that rose out of you when you were talking
Yes.
about that space. You're talking about design. You and I share that word so often in my work. I talk about a human's design. You're 1 in 8 billion. That means that you were designed for a specific reason,
That's
for
right.
a specific purpose. And until you know that, your job is to look for that. I mean, with all the different cues, we can go deeply into that to help us understand what we were put on earth for. And then when you start to lean into that, everything changes.
Yeah.
That's when you add to humanity.
Yes.
That's when you make a difference, right? And you can hear it
Yeah.
in you when you're talking about that. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Gosh, I just hope that the windows open and we see the blossoming of you
Yeah.
in your design. Yes, it's gonna be so awesome.
It is going to be great.
We're gonna have more fun than you should be allowed to have.
You're going to remember this conversation later. Yes.
Oh my, yeah. What's your BHAG, young lady?
I think I'm on the cusp of it, and I can't quite name it, but I just came off of 4 days at the National Speaker Association conference, the annual conference, and I sat in on 4 AI discussions. And what was fascinating was this recurring theme that we cannot compete IQ to IQ anymore. You know, because of, and they gave this kind of some specs that I had not heard, that right now ChatGPT's IQ is 155, which is the same as Elon Musk. Einstein was 162, but ChatGPT's IQ is doubling every 6 months. So pretty soon, just based on what we can type in to AI, I could write a blog on your specialty, you know, or your specialty without knowing anything.
About
So
it.
now as we move into this, you know, kind of quantum age is what they were referring to it as, it's all about authenticity. It's all about not fitting in the industrial area, but standing out and really dialing in on what is unique about you. And the human connection and emotional intelligence, things that AI will never be able to replicate and provide. And so, that's my brand, your authentic personality. And I have to say, 5 years ago when I trademarked it, I was like, yeah, I kind of like it. I thought, I like authenticity. I do a ton with personality. I talk about implicit bias. That's my jam, is to really help people understand what's truly them. But I'm like, I still do much more than that. And I kind of I thought it was a little maybe too narrow, but I kind of think that the one who equipped me for all the stuff I would go through with my kids is also maybe equipped me for the future as well, so that I can help people find more of that authenticity. So it's almost like staying very adaptable, because there's really not as much need to blog. It's more video, so it's kind of pressing into what is going to reveal and also help people get to a greater sense of authenticity. So some of that feels very big and hairy. Some I'm already doing, but there's going to be some things that are new, because they say in a not too distant future that services will be free. I was at the conference and met a gentleman who runs a really big accounting firm. And he said, I'm here because in 2 years my business will be gone. because generative AI will be able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Easily.
thinking ahead and staying. I say, like in order to grow new branches that are authentic to who you are, you've always got to go back to your roots, and that's where the authentic piece is. If you have spent time defining it, and it's not a quick thing.
No.
It's really like making sense of your strengths and your story and the themes that go through. Then the branches will be authentic, and I don't think we have anything to fear from AI.
I don't either.
But I do think there will be change needed. So how do I stay adaptable and use my strengths and my passion and my purpose maybe in a different way? So that's, I don't have as much practical to add, but that's what I'm thinking.
Matter of fact, not only do we not have anything as much to fear, obviously, when you put things in humans' hands, there's always something fearful about it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care what it is in human hands because we know what humans do, right? But what I like about it is that IQ, really, and most scientists tell us this, IQ is normally linked to genetics, right? Smart people have smart people. And it can be proven all the time. Yet, we've enthroned intellect to such a level that we have separated people by IQs. Right? And looked up to the ones that were smarter and down at people that wasn't. So I think some of that's going to be taken away. And it's going to level the field as far and give us an opportunity to connect with other human beings at that level field and really get a chance to really know each other.
Yeah.
Right? Without all the facades.
Yeah. How great is that?
Great. Exactly.
Damn.
Yes.
Indeed. We always just say, "Oh, you're too smart for that." We tell our kids that. Well, I think back on that, Lisa, and I go, "How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, it's so
You're
lame.
too smart to make a mistake. Nobody's that smart, right? Well, smart people don't do this, and etc. Smart people do very idiotic things.
They do.
That's why I like authenticity. I say there's like a
Yeah.
humility to it, that being authentic is admitting your humanness.
That's right.
And really that's what we're connected with, is when we're raw and we're
Exactly.
real. But there's a nobility to it as well.
There is a nobility
to
it. Indeed, and we need that.
Amen. Yes.
It's your first amen of the day.
I know.
He does the encouragement piece at VetNet, and I'm always like, amen. Like, so good. I'm like,
You don't even have to ask me. Can I get it?
Yeah, let's build it in me, right?
Yes,
so.
exactly. So, Julie, our listeners love that we're all about infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world. So we want to give you just a few minutes to look at the camera and encourage the world, and then also share how they can reach you.
If you're sick, that you feel powerless, you feel hopeless, and I want to tell you, you're not. And the thing about the world is it takes your power away, and it's time for you to reclaim that power. You are much more powerful than you have been led to believe. And your power is in how you respond to things and the actions you take. You can't control outside circumstances, but what you can control is next time you have a doctor's appointment, say to your doctor, no, I'm not going to just take this pill. Let's work together. What is the root of this? What else can I do? What lifestyle changes can I make? And do your research before your visit. Don't leave it all in their hands. Thank God we do have the internet and AI and all that. You have tools that you can research ahead of time and say, okay, what can I do? And it's a lot of trial and error. I wish I could give you a silver bullet and just say, well, if you did this and you did that, you would feel great. Every person's different. I know people who are on all carnivore diets who do great. I have to be vegan. So, trial and error, tweak it. Try one thing, try it for a few months. If you don't feel better, let it go, try something else. But don't give up, because it is persistence that is going to lead to your healing. And I'm here to tell you, you can heal. There are all sorts of miracle stories from Dr. Joe Dispenza and all sorts of other speakers that say that. And, sometimes when you hear those, you're like, oh, well, good for them. I'm not feeling it. But you can do it. See what works for you. There are all sorts of tools you can have. And if you want to know about some tools, please contact me on LinkedIn. I'm Julie Cooley. You can find me right on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to, give you some tools. I said to Lisa, I'd share with her with the link at Qigong, but just realize that every person is different. So what resonates with me might not resonate with you, and that is okay. But find what works for you and stick with it. I have a friend, he was given all sorts of good advice. He suffers from chronic illness, and people try to help him, but he doesn't stick with anything. You gotta stick with it. It takes months to see if it's gonna work for you. And then, and if it doesn't, then try something else. And it's a journey. So don't try to do everything all at once. I just told a story on LinkedIn that I had an herbalist who said, okay, you need to eat all vegetables, a few fruits, no grains, and I lost 30 pounds, and I was already at 135 at the time. So 105, I looked sickly. People thought I had cancer, and I had to fire her. Don't be afraid to fire people. I have fired many a doctor in my time. Yeah. It's your health. You are too important in this world to give up. So, keep going and just know there is hope and you can do it.
Yeah, thank you. Bravo.
No kidding.
Yes. Yeah, you're tasked with the same thing, young lady.
Yeah, well, I would say what I said earlier, that you are uniquely designed for an ultimate impact. And the goal would be for you to really take time to understand your unique personality. It's hard to read the label from inside the jar. So get some people outside of you who don't need you to be something else and ask them what they see in you. Because truly what research has shown is personality is hardest for us to discern. We need people outside of us. Know what your core values are. These are the principles that you would, die for. Those are the kinds of things that inform your leadership style. Those are the kinds of environments that you want to work in. And know what your purpose is. Know what that piece is that will make you so heroic in your pursuit of good for this world. Know these things. Understand how to make the most of your talent. The gifts you have been given are not for you. They're for everyone else.
Absolutely.
And confidence comes from the deep belief that what you have is exactly what the world needs. So take time to do that. Find out who you are and then use it to serve in the way that you're here to. So I can be found on LinkedIn as well, but also on yourauthenticpersonality.com. Lots of resources. I have a lot of free quizzes you can take. What's your authentic personality quiz? So check those things out. I have courses, I have videos. So get in there and let it inform you. If I can help you, then reach out. Love to be able to do that.
Is your business called Your Unique Person?
Your authentic
Authentic
personality.
Okay.
You can get there through dalewilshire.com as well, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
All righty. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my.
incredible.
Indeed. What a wonderful time together
Yes.
with you two today.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
ladies.
coming. Thank you for driving all the way down
Yes.
to
My
be
pleasure.
with us.
Incredible.
Indeed.
Well
Yes.
done, Julie.
Well done.
All right. So we would like to do quick sponsor shout outs. We love our sponsors. So let's highlight a few of them. We have our Miss Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance. She loves helping people save and get the best service ever. You can contact her through our website at beencouraged.net. And Kawata Consulting, unlock potential, transform your presence, coaching and digital marketing solutions for lasting impact them. Contact them at kawataconsulting.com. That's QUARATA consulting.com. They're also on our website. And our dear friend, Mr. Brandon Kirk, Planet Duct. Him and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado, known as
Stronger than a vacuum of space.
Very good.
Indeed. More and more people are seeing the benefits of sponsorship with us. We're now up to 25 sponsors within only 13 months of being a show. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out to our growing audience, where we have a potential reach of 45,000 a week and growing as well. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And don't forget.
Were you going to say it?
I'm looking at you to say it.
Okay, so we have the hug campaign coming up. Is that what you were going to say? Okay, because I was like busting at the seams trying not to interrupt you first. But yes, so Frank and I are going to be launching a free hug campaign starting in Colorado Springs, making our way potentially up to Boulder if you'll have us. But you're going to see us popping up and giving free hugs and just spreading encouragement and hope to everyone locally here in the state of Colorado. Super excited about that. We get our banner on Wednesday.
Yes.
So we're going to start scheduling ourselves to get out there in very populated areas.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Lisa and Frank, again.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's so awesome. Hug has so many medicinal values to it.
It does.
as well.
It raises endorphins and reduces
Right,
stress.
see?
Indeed.
Come on and hug with
we'll
us,
bring
girl.
Julie out to hug
we're
with
bringing
us,
Julie
right?
with
Yeah.
us. We're going to have t-shirts. We're going to be doing all the things.
It's going to be so
Yes.
much fun. We're so excited. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world. And if you know people that live in other countries, because the message of hope and encouragement goes to anyone. It transcends culture.
It does.
Every human wants to be involved in a space where they feel hope and they can be encouraged. So introduce those people to us. We love to have them on our Instagram lives as well. And I know you just totally were head over heels in love with these two ladies and what they brought today.
You're welcome.
Exactly. You are welcome. Yes, and I hope that you see them again. Engage their work as well.
Yes, please.
Have some conversations with them about the work that they're doing and what they're adding to humanity as well, because they're doing great things. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Lisa.
Yes, thank you,
You always
Frank.
rock.
You too.
Yes, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking